Today I'm going to start building my new exhaust system for my 2001 Lexus GS430. So I've already taken out all the exhaust, the old exhaust. So we have my cats, which I cut the flanges off so I can use them for the new one. What is next? These right here. A little Y pipe to assuming a resonator. As those have been off, two other resonators right there. And then the factory mufflers right here. I had a resonator muffler delete with this 3-inch. I built it years ago with some AutoZone pipes, and every time I hit over 4,000 RPMs, it would whistle. It sounded like it was boosted. It was kind of cool, but also very lame. So it's time for my new exhaust. Cut the flanges off my catalytic converters. This one I decided to cut around it and not the welds. Like this one, I did this one first. Probably shouldn't have done it like that because these pipes just kind of slip in. So it'd have been nice to have them in. Like just weld around this instead of re-welding that back and then putting this in, because that is way too big. So the good news is that it doesn't seem too far off from size. This definitely fits in like a glove, so you can tell there's a little bit of a reducing right there. So I think 2 inches is gonna be perfect for what I'm trying to do. There she is. All right, so I'm gonna start here at the header. I'm gonna come out right about where this pivots, come straight, maybe cock it just a little bit up, get a little bit like this, come right here, keep coming back, and then start swooping in after this bushing. All right, so I got the flange on right there. Not the best looking, but I'm gonna weld it back over it, so it's not that big of a deal. Kind of already marked up where it needed this to go, kind of sharpied it in a little bit. So essentially, it's gonna be like something like, oh, you can see, something like that. Coming out of there, just notch it, go right about there, notch the other end, should be good. I'll put it back on the bench so we can see it a little bit better. So, here we got our line where we're gonna notch the conduit. Sorry, I'm using shitty ass pipe just because they're gonna throw it away, so I snagged it. Yeah, so I'm gonna notch that up, get back into the car, get this back in, look at it, line it up, see how it looks. All right, just cut it up. Got a nice little notch on it now. Get back into the car. Hopefully you just get it right up in there. I'll get that angle going a little bit better. So any gaps, just fill them up. Probably stack around this again, stack around that. Give it a nice good weld. Clean this up real good. Get after it. All right. So we pretty much got it on the angle I needed at. There is a bit of a gap right here. Not too worried about it. Just fill her up. Oh, sorry, bad angle. So you can kind of see a little bit too much, but it'll work out. I'm gonna weld it up, then we'll see. All right, just got it all welded up. Doesn't look the best because of all those gaps, but I got full penetration all the way through. Should be good. Cleaned it up the inside. It should be good. All right, we got the first little segment in. Oh, that's way too close. Back it up. Got the first segment in. Actually looks really good. So now we have to come down and wrap it somewhere in this little pocket. Let's see if I can get this a little bit better. I think this light is making it worse. I'm zoomed out. Weird. So just gotta swoop it down. Just get it right about here. All right, see what I come up with. Back at it. Finished some pie cuts. Just wanted to get under and see what we're working with. Looks like it's gonna be pretty solid. Just gotta get it up in here, get it to about there. See what I can come up with. Let's tape it all together. Some duct tape, my pie cuts, and we'll see what it looks like after. All right, so where I left off yesterday was trying to fit up all the pie cuts I made. So it's kind of what we're working with right here. I got 2 on there right now. Seems like 3 pie cuts at, what did I make them, 9 degrees? 9 degrees each is gonna be, oh sorry, try to grab this, optimal. And then this third piece that's on this straight is gonna need to be grinded down just a little because it's going over. Let's see if I can better angle that. It's going just over, so it'd be perfect right about there. So you can see I just have to grind it and match it just a little bit better. No big deal. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Got the pie cuts right there. So, all right. So I got it all tacked up. It's looking pretty good. Not too shabby. All right, got my first weld done on it. Looks pretty good. What do you guys think? A little slow, whatever. All right, I'm gonna let it cool down just a little bit and then start on the next 2, see how it fits up. All right, finished up the first little pie cut section on the driver's side. Came out all right. I'm gonna try a few different methods since this is really my first time doing this. I've done it before, but I don't think I did the pie cuts the right way. I was trying to cheat it, do big angles, and it was all bad. So here it is. Fully welded up. Still a little hot. So on this one, I just spot welded it, which is pretty much just taking the gun, and just going zap, 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 and trying to get I try to get a 50% overlay on each weld. See, the middle one is kind of the better right there in that section. The bottom one, not so much. I don't think I was giving it enough. You can see it's a little more elevated. That back one is just completely flat. But all the welds in the inside, it went all the way through. So let's go see how it lines up. All right, I got this piece tacked in. With the pie cuts coming up from the headers down in. It's pretty good, pretty straight. I just gotta take it out. It moved a little bit right there, so just see if I can straighten it up, weld it up, get it in. All right, got my first pie cut all done. It's looking pretty good. All of it, it's all good. All right, there we have it. It's all in, it's solid. It's coming right there. Oh wow, my hand got stuck. Right there. Nice and straight. Looks good. On to the next side. All right, so on the first one I made, the driver's side, I just spot welded it just to see if, trying to see what the best method is to do this. This is my first time actually building a full exhaust and doing pie cuts. So I'm gonna try just to weld this one, just get a nice speed, get a nice flow, maybe do little circles, depending on how hot. So I got the second one all tacked up. So it's looking pretty, the gaps are tight, very low tolerances. I had a gap on the last pie cut I did, connecting the where the cat used to be to this pipe that comes out. There's a little gap. So I did burn through it a little bit, had to fill it in, do all that good stuff. So we'll see how this one comes out and see which way I'm gonna do this. All right. So, got the first weld done. I kind of got off track there, I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't see that well. But, ooh, it's still very hot. Even down there, you can see a little bit in there. Not the best, but this is a little more tricky. I have to move a lot faster so I don't burn a hole in it. I think I might turn the machine down just a little bit more. We'll see. All right, so after welding it up, running the bead is not the best. Check it out. I did this spot welded. The bottom two are just straight ran. It's hard to stay on track going in and around, but also the inside penetration. You can see with the spot weld, it's just a lot more obvious than just, because with these welds, you gotta move fast. I burnt a hole in one of them. It's right, you see where that big old weld is? Burnt a hole in it. I thought I could sit on it just a little bit longer, but it's not happening. So I'm just gonna spot weld the rest of it. I don't like doing that just because, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I come up with so far. So all right. Finished both sides. Got them both in. See that one? See that one? They look pretty symmetrical. Not too bad. Looks like this one might be a little bit closer to the top. It's okay. too shabby. It's right after the first bolt. Right after the first bolt. All right. Now I'm gonna take some measurements. Gonna take some measurements and see where I could put the X pipe. See how I'm gonna get it there. Never done this before, so trial and error. All right, let's get it. So it's time to start on the X pipe. If you look right here, my little drawing. So out of the headers, I made these little downpipes right here. So right about this area right now. So I took a measurement at 18 3/4 from center of this pipe, center of this pipe. So I think what I'm gonna do, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm thinking about just making this portion of the X and then mocking up some pipes on my bench at 18 3/4 and see what would be the right angle for it. So, see what I come up with. I'm still determining a lot of things, so here we go. So pretty much I'm going to take these 3-inch long pieces. I'm going to cut, I don't even know where, 2 pieces, or not 2 pieces, but I'm going to cut out both these pieces, join them so that there's something like that probably. And then once I get these two merged, then I'm going to start pie cutting and figuring out what angle I need to get this in there. And then when I come out here, I'm only gonna have, what is it, 6 inches center to center, so that I can just ride right where the drive shaft is. So it should be good. Alrighty, there we go. Cut 2 notches right in here, right in there. They line up all right. Get these all just tacked up so that when I start bringing my pie cuts, we're pretty much just gonna have to overlap them. Cut this piece out, start bringing it in, figure something out. All right, I've been at this for a few, feels like hours, just making these pie cuts. I got 8 of them right here. Let's see if I can figure out a way to cut and stack these to go out. Oh, see how it works out. All right, my allergy started just kicking me in the butt, but so I came up with for my X pipe. It looks a little funky. It's not the best. I'm hoping that it cleans up after the welds, but we'll have to see. It doesn't look too shabby. But let me get this stuff all filled up and then see what happens. All right, day 3 on the exhaust build. Here we go. This is where I'm at. This is my X pipe. Does not look the best, I know. But the flow is there. Honestly, wish I did it a little bit better. I think I made this too long. Should have made it half of this. Instead of going 3 inches on the straight piece, I feel like I should have gone 1.5 inches, kept it nice and tight. But we're gonna roll with it because I don't have that much material. So, making some more pie cuts. The old trusty grinder. Let's get after it. Alrighty, so I finished, well, I didn't finish, but I mocked up some of the pie cuts on the X. So this is what I'm working with right here. Oops, sorry. So this is my center line. And these are my 2 pipes coming out on each side. So it's gonna be something like this. And then we're gonna have 2 straights, and then probably going off, 2 straights. Yeah. All right, so been having a rough morning. It's my 3rd day working on my exhaust, and it's kicking my butt this morning, but I made progress. I didn't film it just because I was getting frustrated. So this is what I have so far. I got my X starting to X. So I got both little kicks, doing about 4 pie cuts on each side. They're not the best, like I said. I had a little bit of trouble this morning, but pretty even. I think this one on the right is kicking up a little bit more, but it's not too shabby. It's nice and tight up there. So I'm gonna keep going with it. Hopefully I can get the X in. All right, so I finished the next part of my X pipe. Sorry I haven't been recording much. This is weird. But here we go. This is what I came up with. Looks pretty bad. Just the welds. But it's not too bad. Ooh, almost dropped it. It's very hot also, so. Once it cools down, I think I might have to extend these just a little bit because I cut them just a tad bit too shy. So we'll see. Here she is. Whew. Just gotta finish welding it in all the way. And that's almost done. Alrighty, well, here's my progress. It's looking pretty good, I would say. Yeah, you can't see that much, but you can see that big old gap over here. So, I gotta stop for the day. Ran out of welding gas. Gotta go get it filled up. Oh, this is horrible. But the show will go on.